Well, hey, welcome everybody to episode 2 of the Crosswinds Church More Than Sunday podcast. And this is Chris. I'm the senior pastor here at Crosswinds. Today on our podcast, we've got Josh Peine, who is our children's ministry director, Crosswinds Kids director. I guess I should have you say hi, Josh.
Woohoo! Hi, everybody.
And he is over at the church. So Josh is sheltered in place, but he happens to live at the church in one of those houses on our property. And he was telling me it's pouring rain over there. I live about 3 miles east of the church, and it is just hit here. And thunder. We got thunder,
Yep.
Peine.
It's coming down.
This is an unusual thing about living in Northern California. We don't have a lot of thunder from my experience. It's kind of nice.
No, it's just a weird week in general, Chris.
It really, to add to the eeriness of it all, we've got weather that makes it feel a little bit more,
Yeah, you think
ominous.
it's eerie at your house. I'm on a humongous 35-acre property, and I'm the only one here, and it's pouring rain.
Right. Well, I wanted to have this podcast today talk a little bit about what we're doing in Crosswinds Kids for this whole duration of not being able to meet live on Sundays. And Josh has got some really creative ideas. And I just thought he could kind of share with those of you listening how we're trying to create content for your kids and how we're trying to engage you as parents and your kids during this season. So, Josh, you mind sharing with us a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. So you have probably been stuck at home now for, let's say 12 hours with your kids, and you're probably trying to get some work done. So you're probably already pulling your hair out, or at least starting to think about that. So we've been looking at this thing, trying to figure out, like, how do we best support you and provide resources for you and just care for you guys as families in this time where we don't get to meet physically. We've got a lot of cool, I think, kind of new ideas that we've been kind of waiting to roll out for such a time as this. So we're kind of excited to test a few of those going forward. So, yeah.
Yeah, you probably saw if you watched our main service on YouTube, you probably saw we also put a Crosswinds Kids kind of teaching moment up that Josh filmed. And Josh, is your plan to do one of those every single Sunday, or what are you thinking?
Yeah, so every Sunday we're going to have a teaching video that has some sort of application element to it. It could be an activity or an illustration that goes along with it. It could be something that we ask the kids and you guys to do at home, but there will still be a teaching component similar to what the large church is doing. Ours will just be probably 3 to 5 minutes because that's about the attention span that we're working with. So we're going to try to pump out really high quality, short, sweet, but valuable lessons every Sunday kind of going forward.
And then the other thing that I saw you did this Sunday is you created a second video just for parents. What are you hoping for with that?
So depending on, what we ask as a follow-up or as an application in the video, what makes this season or this time unique is that we really need the buy-in from the parents to follow through with what we're asking the kids to do at home, because a lot of it, they're going to need some extra help. Now, normally we would do that in their small groups or we would do that in the classrooms, but we're in the unique position where we don't get to meet. And so that's where the parents come in. And so it's really important to watch both of those videos. So watching the first one with your kids, you guys can watch it all together, talk about it afterwards, but then go back and watch the parent one, because we're going to give you some instruction, some follow-up, what to ask or talk about with your kids after that, some supplies that you'll need, how to do the activity, whatever it may be. But we want to make sure that the vision and the application really hits home. And so that's what that second video is for. It's a way to equip you and kind of resource you so that you feel confident about doing this activity with your kids and really taking an active role in their faith journey.
Yeah, you mentioned supplies. When we saw this whole thing coming, that we might not be able to have church on Sunday, what we started to do as a staff is we brainstormed how we can help, what can we do for families in this, and we had these ideas like we're going to create boxes that you can come get the craft, pick it up, bring it home, and do it. We thought about having volunteers drive the boxes with crafts to people's homes, all of these things. Then the shelter-in-place order was issued, and it changed it all.
That idea lasted about 24 hours.
So we had. Go ahead. What's the new one on that?
Oh, yeah. So we actually already had 6 boxes planned, and we're starting to put together shopping lists for us to go and do, so they were ready for you guys. And then the following day, everything changed again. So the new plan is going to be very similar to the old plan, with the exception of we're going to come up with creative and engaging things for you to do at home with your kids, with stuff you probably already have in your house.
Right.
Unless you are a minimalist, or you're one of those weird people that like throws stuff away that they're not going to use anymore, you probably have these things in your house. And so we're going to try to come up with new stuff every week, sometimes multiple times a week, for you to do with your kids at home. That'll be fun, it'll be engaging, it'll be valuable, and it won't make you go out and try to brave a Costco or a Target to try to find unique supplies. It's not going to be like, hey, go out and buy, this specific thing. It's going to be like, you got tape? You got tape. Everybody's got tape in there. You have Q-tips.
All right. One other question on this content that you're creating. When we talk about Crosswinds Kids, yes, sorry. So it has just started hailing, and whenever that's
sweet.
Here, my kids go crazy, run around, it's the closest thing to snow they ever see coming down here. So sorry about the interruption.
No, so what you're saying is you have normal kids.
I have normal kids, right? I actually kind of like the hail too. It's kind of fun. I do look at this and think this is like a whole nother set of plagues. Oh, lightning now.
Yes, I just saw that too.
Whoa! Can you hear the thunder?
Yeah, there it is now. This is what happens. In case you guys are wondering, this is what it's like to teach your kids on a Sunday. Every 3 seconds, something new happens, and everybody goes, "Oh, did you see that? What was that? There was lightning. There was that." Yeah,
exactly. Anyway, what is with Crosswinds Kids? We're really taking care of kids and trying to serve them and minister to them from birth through about age 9. We have Level Up for 10 and 11-year-olds. We're really 4th and 5th grade. When we talk about this content, who is it really targeted for, Josh? Because we don't want somebody sitting their 6-month-old down in front of the TV watching you and being disappointed that it wasn't for them.
Yeah, that's a good point, man. If your 6-month-old can hold that kind of attention, I envy you. We're gonna try to put out content that is gauged or targeted towards different age groups. Every week we will have something primarily for your elementary school kids. These are kids that are right about the kindergarten age all the way up until about 4th grade. And then we'll have other things for the kids younger than that to do. So kind of preschool down to toddler. We're really lazy, and so we're not doing anything special for your infants. We're going to leave that one in your court. So if you come up with any creative ways to engage an infant, let me know. Yeah. But we're going to be sure that no matter what content we put out, we are super clear on who it's targeted towards. That way you don't spend 5 minutes watching something that has nothing to do with your kid or their age or what they're going through. So we are going to make sure that we're super clear about who it's gauged towards. Our Sunday morning content, that's primarily for our elementary school kids. Again, those are the kids from about kindergarten until 4th grade. We will have something on Sundays for the younger kids as well. It'll just look a little bit different, but we'll make sure that we clarify like which one is for which. Yeah. Because you cannot create something that speaks to both a 3-year-old and a 3rd grader on a consistent basis without meeting in person and without being able to go to the store and buy crafts. So exactly the parameters we have, we're going to do our best to make sure that it's targeted and it's effective for your kid's specific age and their needs.
Good, Josh. That's great, man. Okay. Hey, one last thing is we're doing this, our goal is more than just giving you content as parents and families on Sunday. We really want to engage you as best we can, because part of, I think, what we're going to be missing during this season where we can't meet on Sunday is a sense of community that comes from that. And so it's part of why we're doing these podcasts, right? So you can just hear our voices and we can all be kind of in your speakers, in your house or your car or wherever you are. I think beyond it, though, we'd love for that to be two-way communication. And so, Josh, for you, how do you see doing that with parents and kids in this moment?
Yeah, I think for us, one of our main goals is, like I said, we want to come alongside you guys in this season and just encourage you, equip you, and resource you as best as possible as you traverse being a stay-at-home parent who also is working probably from home at the same time. So we don't ever want to be a burden. We know that you're probably going to be getting a lot of stuff like this from your kids' schools as you try to figure out what an independent study looks like, as you try to navigate what your work now looks like from working at home. And so we don't want to be a burden. That being said, like, we want to connect with you guys. There is nothing that substitutes community and relationship. Some of us are able to do that through a phone, through an email, or through some sort of social media. And sometimes you just need to hear a voice. And so even though the church, the physical location of the church right now is not open, my team and my staff are not going to stop working. In fact, we're probably working harder now than we have in a long time. So we're going to have office hours. We're going to have conference calls where you can log in and connect with us and just talk to somebody about what your kid's going through or how to handle this, or even just talk and connect with some other parents too. We have the beautiful gift of technology, and we're going to leverage that every way we can to connect with you guys over this time. That being said, like, I've got a cell phone, I've got an email that is always on. So we just want to make sure that we're available to you guys whenever you have time to connect with us, whether that's Sunday mornings, Tuesday afternoons, Wednesday nights, or Thursday, late evenings.
Great. All right, Peine, thanks for your time, dude. That's great. I think this will be really helpful for families, and keep at it, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna go run around in the rain and then go swimming in the baptismal. So I'll talk to you guys later.
All right. Hey, thanks everybody for listening. We'll be back with more probably tomorrow. All right. Bye.
Bye.